brainstorm about using bleach and UV rays to kill the coronavirus.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light.
Medical experts immediately push back. Georgia allowing salons, bowling alleys, and barbershops to open their doors. The governor there and the Atlanta mayor go head-to-head over whether to reopen. We'll talk to the mayor live just ahead.
Hidden outbreaks. New research saying that the virus spread across the U.S. earlier than reported, plus surprising new clues from the first large-scale antibody test that could be the key to reopening the country. Dr. Ashton with the latest.
New tornado warnings, 41 reported twisters in the past 48 hours. Now Central Florida in the bullseye for possible tornadoes and the new threat for hard-hit Oklahoma and Texas.
Deep cleaning dangers. The new warning about the mixes of household cleaners sending more people to poison control. And the ER. What can happen to the body if you're not careful with hand sanitizer? The caution for your kids this morning.
Dreams coming true.
Brandon Ayuk.
The biggest stars and surprises of the 2020 NFL Draft going virtual for the first time with tributes to fans on the front lines. And kicking it all off with a twist on this tradition.
Oh, Strahan, come on, let's go. Come on, you guys can do better than that.
And the last dance. America wants more Michael Jordan and the Bulls this morning, an exclusive clip.
Congratulations, let's go win a championship.
Never before seen and first on GMA.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. Happy Friday, everybody. A lot of people excited to see more of The Last Dance and also the NFL Draft. Was fun from home last night.
Speaking of fun, looked like you were having some as you made an appearance there while getting in on that tradition of booing the commissioner for a good cause. But you were telling me booing is a lot harder than it looks. You really have to dig deep.
Yeah, you had to dig deep, and I was coughing after each boo. And Brad here, who's an Eagles fan who works here in our studio, he says he's from Philly. They're used to booing, so they don't cough after.
It's a new thing for you.
When the babies are born, you spank them in Philly, they boo, they don't cry. That's how it all works.
Good to know.
Yeah, I booed the commissioner last night, but I am cheering for George. Hey, George, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Michael. You're too nice to boo, Michael. That's the whole problem.
I like that.
Right there. We do have a lot of news to get to this morning. Across the country, there are now nearly 870,000 confirmed cases. Also this morning, we have a brand new ABC News poll with Ipsos that finds overwhelming support for social distancing and stay-at-home orders. 86% of the country agree that they are responsible policies and not a government overreaction. And there's very little divide along party lines. 82% of Republicans agree with the measures. Only 17% say that they're an overreaction and an infringement on individual freedom. Michael?
And George, this comes as Georgia's governor is now starting to allow non-essential businesses like gyms and hair salons to reopen. We're going to talk with the mayor of Atlanta in just a few minutes. But Steve Osunsami is going to start us off in Atlanta with more on that, and President Trump touting new research on the virus. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Michael. Georgia's governor is taking all kinds of shots for reopening bowling alleys and barber shops today. But to give you a bigger picture of the debate, I'm standing in front of a hair salon that's reopening today, and they tell us they are fully booked. Even the president, who's a friend of Georgia's governor, is disagreeing with this decision. The Trump administration this morning says it has growing confidence from an administration study suggesting that the summer will not be good for the coronavirus, but they're still warning Americans against changing behaviors.
The findings confirm that the virus survives better in colder and drier environments and does less well in warmer and more humid environments.
The president was brainstorming ideas after an official said that their research found that UV rays and disinfectants like bleach and alcohol work well against the virus, comments that were immediately rejected by medical experts.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and does a tremendous number of them, so it'd be interesting to check that.
The makers of Lysol have come out saying that under no circumstance should our disinfectant products be administered into the human body or through injection, ingestion, or any other route. President Trump turned to task force member Dr. Birx to ask what she thought of the heat and light.
That is a treatment.
ABC's John Carl questioned DHS official Bill Bryan about the president's comments.
The president mentioned the idea of cleaners, the bleach and isopropyl alcohol you mentioned. There's no scenario that could be injected into a person, is there? I mean,
no, I'm here to talk about the findings that we had in the study. We don't do that within that lab, at our labs. So.
But without any verified ways of stopping the virus, Georgia families and businesses are still getting ready to reopen. Today is the first day back to business for salons, bowling alleys, and barbershops that closed during the stay-at-home orders, an issue on which Georgia's governor and the president disagree.
I said, you make your own decision. I told him that. I said, you're not in the guidelines, but I'm letting you make your own decision. But I want people to be safe, and I want the people in Georgia to be safe.
At Sanctuary Salon in the Atlanta suburbs, being closed for more than a month, nearly closed their salon. Their appointments are now booked for 3 weeks solid.
When the governor was announcing, it was Monday, before he finished getting it out of his mouth, our phones were blowing up. Texts, calls, they all went back in.
They say the precautions they're taking this morning are the same they'd take if they'd open 3 weeks from now.
We'll be doing temporal thermometer checks on clients and employees every day as they come in, pre-screening them the day before when we confirm their appointment.
But many business owners are making different decisions. Fred Castellucci runs 7 restaurants in the Atlanta area, and even though the governor is allowing restaurants to have dine-in service starting Monday, he's still keeping it to curbside and delivery only.
We don't even let people inside the building anymore. We're really thinking about the long-term health of our guests, our community, our staff.
The state of Oklahoma is also reopening parts of its state economy today. There are many people who are watching what's happening here in Georgia, George, who say that the governor is taking a gamble, but who also hope that that gamble pays off. George?
Okay, Steve, thanks very much. Let's bring in the mayor of Atlanta right now. Keisha Lance Bottoms joins us this morning. Mayor Bottoms, thank you for joining us this morning. I want to put up that cover from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution this morning, reopening today. It's happening today in the state of Georgia. So what is your message as this process starts? What's the most important thing you want the people of Atlanta and Georgia and the country to know about this?
Well, good morning, George. I'm glad to see that you and your wife are feeling better. What I would say is simply just stay home, listen to the scientists, and there is nothing essential about going to a bowling alley or getting a manicure in the middle of a pandemic. It's necessary that we continue to distance ourselves. To the extent that we've had any type of relief in the state, it's because we have been aggressive, especially in the metro Atlanta area, in socially distancing and asking people to stay home.
But, you know, the governor is insisting that this is being guided by state health officials, that it's driven by data. Did he explain that to you? And what did you say to him?
He has not explained that to me, but I'm looking at data that shows that our numbers are not going down. We are still having thousands upon thousands of people testing positive. Our death rate is continuing to go up. And the way that it's been explained to me by our public health officials is simply because we may have reached one peak doesn't mean that we won't reach another. And to the extent that we have any relief, again, in our numbers, it's because we followed the experts, we've listened to the science, and we've stayed home over the past few weeks. And I think to make an assumption that we are out of the woods is not based on anything other than a desire to open up businesses. And what I believe is that there are some who are willing to sacrifice lives for the sake of the economy, and that's unacceptable to me.
Well, that is a powerful statement. Are you surprised to see that you're on the same side as President Trump on this question? Is there anything more you think he should be doing right now?
I am surprised to see that I'm on the same side as President Trump. And as mayor, certainly the governor's order supersedes my authority, but his authority doesn't supersede my voice. And so what we're doing in Atlanta is we're trying to make sure that people have food on the table, that they have access to small business loans through our city. We've even set up a beauty and barbershop relief fund. So we are trying to step in the gap, telling people you don't have to pay your water bills right now. Those are the things that we need to be thinking about as leaders and being creative with our budgets to find ways to allow people to feel comfortable staying at home. But to open up our state today is irresponsible. Simply because we have hospital beds and we aren't at capacity doesn't mean that we need to work to fill them up.
Mayor, thank you for your time this morning, and thank you for your well wishes.
Thank you.
Well, now to that highly anticipated preliminary results of New York's antibody testing. If the testing is accurate, it means millions of people in the state have already come in contact with the coronavirus, including more than 20% of New York City residents. Eva Pilgrim is here in New York with more on this. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Amy. In order to understand this virus, health officials say we need to know who's had the virus. This antibody study gives us a glimpse into just that.
This morning, news the virus may have spread more widely in New York than we ever thought. A preliminary statewide antibody study showing 14% of state residents may have had it. The numbers in New York City even higher, more than 21%.
They had the virus, they developed the antibodies, and they are now, quote unquote, recovered.
And while testing was limited and it's not yet known if these antibodies give immunity and to what extent, they're considered part of the solution to eventually reopening society.
And if these results hold up, it tells us we're starting down the path of herd immunity.
This as a new Northeastern University study finds the coronavirus was spreading in the U.S. earlier than initially reported. The researchers saying that while the world was focused on the outbreak in China, hidden outbreaks were already happening across the country.
There was a lot of people that were exposed to the virus that were never tested for.
Officials in California now confirming what these scientists predicted, determining that 2 people in Santa Clara County, California, died weeks before the previously first reported American death in late February. But this morning, new hope for those who have recovered, now cautiously armed with antibodies. Dr. Jera Cass returning to work after recovering from COVID-19. She tweeted this picture writing, "On the way to my first ER shift in 3 weeks."
When you're affected by the virus that's also affecting your patients, you come back into work with a sense of camaraderie and identity that you didn't have before.
And right now you need proof of a positive COVID test in order to get the antibodies test. But soon the Red Cross will allow people who think they've had coronavirus to also get the antibodies test. Michael.
I'm sure there are a lot of those people out there. Thank you so much, Eva. We're going to bring in Dr. Jennifer Ashton, who's joining us now from home. And Doc, let's take a deeper look at the results. Even while making the announcement, Governor Cuomo, he expressed concerns about the accuracy of the testing. So what are those concerns?
Well, think of it 3 ways, Michael. When you talk about the need for widespread testing, it is important, but here's the reality. There are basically 3 main issues. The methodology, or how that testing occurs, and the accuracy of that test. Are there false positives? How widespread can it be? In other words, how scaled up can we get it over what period of time? And lastly, how to interpret and use the results of that. When you use data to drive decisions, you have to be very conscious of how good that data is, because your decisions will ultimately only be as good as the quality of the numbers that you put into those equations.
And we heard earlier in the show the Department of Homeland Security saying that the virus survived a short amount of time in direct sunlight, humidity, and heat, and hotter temperatures. We heard President Trump, he spoke of treating people, as he said, powerful lights and disinfectants. What do you feel about that? What's your response to that?
So, Michael, I think here's where the confusion is. It has been known for a long time that UV light can be used to kill bacteria or viruses in the environment, not in or on the human body. Same thing with disinfectants. We know that bleach kills viruses and bacteria on surfaces, not in or on the human body. And in terms of season, no one knows what's going to happen when the weather warms up.
All right. We all cannot, well, hopefully this doesn't happen, what we're going through right now. Doc, thank you so much. George?
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. Now to the NFL draft. It went virtual for the first time last night. Command Center Commissioner Roger Goodell's basement, and it went pretty much without a hitch. TJ Holmes has all the details. Hey, TJ.
Hey there, George. Yes, the basement draft got off to a pretty good start. Yes, this was a major technical undertaking, and the NFL was forced to do it this way because of this pandemic that's changed all of our lives. And yes, it changed the way these young men got the biggest news of their lives.
The 2020 NFL Draft, unique in more ways than ever before.
I join you from my home for the first virtual NFL draft.
Drafted players traded on-stage celebrations for tear-filled hugs on their couches. Coaches and general managers traded their team war rooms for home offices or their yachts, in the case of Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones.
Bruce is fired up.
Fans from across the country also cheered on their favorite team's picks remotely. Some traditions never fade. Fans started the night like they always do by booing Commissioner Roger Goodell, including one guy who looked a tad familiar.
Oh, Strahan, come on, let's go. Come on, you guys can do better than that.
This year, fans were asked to record their boos as part of a fundraiser for COVID-19 relief efforts.
The Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
As expected, Heisman winner LSU quarterback Joe Burrow, on the couch with his parents, was the #1 overall pick.
Joe, you were in Nashville last year for the draft. If I had said to you then, you're going to be #1 overall in 2020, what would you have said?
To jump up to #1 overall is crazy to me, but it's a dream come true.
Others celebrated with small gatherings of friends and family.
Chase Young, Jeff Okuda, Andrew Thomas.
Some players still opted to go with the high fashion that we're used to, like Tua Tagovailoa.
He's got a nice lining to the jacket right now, well-deserved by Tua.
But even with all the production adjustments, the heartfelt moments still defined the night, with tributes to all of the fans on the front lines who couldn't tune in this year.
And who made an appearance also last night, Stray and Robach? It was Dr. Fauci. He had a recorded message in which he essentially thanked the NFL. This is a big deal, a big event for you every year. You went forward with it, which is important, but you're doing it in a safe and responsible way.
All right, yeah. These are moments where we have to be creative and safe at the same time. TJ, thank you so much. And you can see the NFL Draft rounds 2 and 3 at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, right here on ABC. It's also available on ESPN and the NFL Network. Can we kind of rewind and keep watching you boo? Because that was just my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Not the coughing afterwards. I don't want to say anymore. But I tell you, I'll be watching the draft tonight. I can tell you that much. And we are following a lot of other headlines this morning, including the new trouble for the blockbuster hit Tiger King's Big Cats. Their new home facing a COVID-19 crisis.
And as the unemployment numbers soar, the alleged thieves promising fake job opportunities, how to stay safe. But first, let's go to Ginger, who's with tornadoes in the south.
Yeah, right along the Georgia and Florida state line. This video from Moultrie, Georgia shows you what it looked like in the last 24 hours. There were 10 reported tornadoes, quite a bit of damage. Also, this damage from Haihara. Now, this morning, Orlando, Melbourne, Tampa, all in the tornado watch. And we've got another threat for Oklahoma and Texas going into tonight. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the weekend forecast brought to you by Verizon.
My name is Jonathan, and I work for Verizon. I totally get how important it is to stay connected.
We're connecting with people. We're offering them solutions.
Customers can do what they need to do whenever they need to do it online.
Because it gives customers the ability to not come into the store. They can simply tap and swipe.
Something that they can use wherever they are.
We care about keeping you safe.
At Verizon, we are here and we are ready. We are open 24/7 online, so you can keep managing all you need from home and through the Verizon apps and Verizon.com.
Waiting to get that fresh air today. Wait until late morning, early afternoon. That's when we'll just have some spotty showers after this moderate rain this morning. Temperature will hit about 60 degrees by around 4 p.m. today. Then for the weekend, your dry day, Saturday, where it'll be mostly cloudy. Rain moves back Saturday night. Sunday right now, rain and some thunder. The high 65 degrees. Final weekend of April here. First couple of days of May looking like they'll be warm, but we've got a little bit of sunshine at least coming back Monday and Tuesday.
Growing up in my hometown, I watched two local businessmen give unconditionally to their local community.
And with that, Jersey Mike's mission statement was born, giving